Hello, and welcome to season 2, episode 2 of the Watch That podcast. I am Brandon McElroy, your host, man. Listen, we have got a phenomenal young man here with us today. Out here running the fields and flag football, out here coaching the young people, and ultimately being an amazing dad to 4 beautiful girls, right? Just out here doing the thing. So I want to welcome Mr. Devonte. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Chilly. Just trying to warm up.
Yeah, hey, listen, it is a little bit frosty out here today. So I'm glad that you were able to make it, man. Glad to have you.
Appreciate you having me.
Listen, it's all about dads, man. So we had a conversation, brief conversation. You caught I think the episode before, right?
Yeah,
kind of saw some information through, and appreciate you reaching out, bro.
It just caught my interest. Like, this is dope. Like, cause a lot of dads, like, you don't ever really get to hear the stories of them, or like it's just, we're painted in a negative light, but it's just like the good dads don't get that recognition.
Absolutely.
So it's just like, this is a platform for us to be able to tell our stories in our day-to-day lives of like what we go through.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it was just like, it's amazing, man.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, we happy to have you. Give us a little bit about who you are, man. Tell us a little bit about what Devonte does on the normal.
Oh, man. What, like day-to-day?
Yeah, day-to-day. Run it down for us.
Man, typical day for me. Wake up 4:30 in the morning, drop kids off, go back to the shop, get the dump truck, go to the job site, work, go back to the shop, pick up kids, go to sports practice, whatever they got to do, come home and get ready for the next day. We in the bed by 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Fair enough.
We got to be back up at 4:30.
Ooh, see, Lord, dude, I just started going back to the gym, and I'm over here struggling. I'm just getting up at like 5 o'clock. Like, all right, it's still dark, and I got to move.
It sucked because with the winter coming, man, I leave for work at night and I come home at night.
Yeah.
So it's just like, man, like, where does the day go?
That's fair. Well, you own your own business, right? You do your own trucking business. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I own Jordan Trucking.
Okay.
I got into it. I started about 2018. So I turned 21. I was in college. I was going to Central State playing ball, and typical broke college student. And turned 21, and maybe like a month later, my grandma was just like, "Look, if you come home, I get you a job at Coda." So I'm thinking like, Coda, they didn't work. She didn't work there forever. My mom worked there, like. So it was just like, why not? So I came home, got my CDL, started working for Coda, and it just, after a few years, it just wasn't for me.
Okay.
Just dealing with the public and stuff like that, and it just wasn't for me. So I just set this goal out and this plan to start my own dump truck company. Okay. So like, my dad been doing this since I was a kid, and that's all I seen. That's what I know. So it's just like, you know what? I left. I found a job, lined it up. I was delivering beer for Premium Beverage. My dude hooked me up with. And what else? Oh yeah, I pulled my retirement. So I pulled my retirement. I saved my retirement. I was working. I was putting more money towards it and just waiting for that opportunity to start. And I found me a truck. Actually, I was working for L&W Supply. So they deliver like drywall and stuff like that. And I'm actually on the job site, and we pulling drywall. It's cold, and it's an auction going on online. And I had to stop. I told him, like, listen, I got to go over here. I can't miss this. Yeah. It was an auction for a dump truck. Ended up getting it for like $1,500.
Wow.
Out in Chicago. Okay. So then I got that truck, got it shipped here. And then once I got all my business stuff together, I just said, you know what? I'm gone. I just stepped out and I just went and did it. And I fell in love with it. And that truck ended up going under, like the engine ended up blowing on me and stuff like that. So I ended up keeping it. And I started working for Jones Topsoil, driving for them and just learning from them and stuff like that. And it's crazy because through all this, like, my dad, he got trucks. Like, he's doing his thing. But it's like, his friends would be like, oh, man, why don't you buy your son a truck? Or why don't you put him in one of your trucks? Why don't you this? Why don't you do that? And he's like, nah, man, he gonna learn on his own. And that's what I did. Like, I drove their trucks. I learned everything. I learned the business, in certain situations, because it's not just driving.
Right.
Because you can get put in some sticky situations doing that stuff with dumping. Like, like just the other day, last week, when I was in Florida, I get a picture, somebody had their bed in the air, smacked the bridge.
Ooh.
You know, it's just little things that you got to pay attention to.
Yeah.
So I did that for a couple years. What happened? COVID hit. And so I had money saved up. And then in the wintertime, you get unemployment. So I was getting unemployment. I was saving that, you know, with COVID, they was giving that money or whatever. So I saved all of that. Come springtime, no, let me reverse. I'm skipping steps because I found another truck
Okay.
down in Lancaster. My dad had a connection with, and I end up buying that truck the same weekend my mom passed away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like,
Wow.
and I got it for $1,000.
Wow.
Didn't have nothing on it. It was like a semi trailer. So that's when COVID hit.
Okay.
And then came into the spring. Mind you, I still got my old truck that I had. And I saved up all this money. And my dad was like, look, I got a fabricator out in Johnstown. We can take the bed off your old truck, put it on a new truck, basically Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
Saved up all my money. I did that. And that's when I restarted, and it's just been up from there.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
That's a lot. That's a lot going on. I mean, entrepreneurship is tough as it is.
Oh, man. It's
but
a
then
headache.
you got a lot of stuff, just a lot of parts moving in that time frame as well. Now, did you have any of your daughters at that point?
Yes. So at that point, I had, I was actually married.
Okay.
And I had my first two, I had Carter and Kyler.
Okay.
So around that time, they was probably about maybe like 2 and 3.
Okay.
So going through all that and doing that, it was just a lot. Like, you know, I was working 2 jobs.
Yeah.
I was not bartending. I was bouncing at the Nut House.
Okay.
I was a bouncer there. So like, say on like Tuesdays, I work Tuesday nights. So Tuesday nights, I go to work at like 5 in the morning, drop the kids off, go to work, get off, pick the kids up, come home, maybe have 2-3 hours just to myself, then go right to the bar.
Wow.
I wouldn't get off from the bar till 3 in the morning.
Wow.
To go back to work.
That's dedication, dude. Hey, more power to you. My hat off to you for just being dedicated to it. But that's pretty dope. I mean, stepping out in entrepreneurship with 2 young daughters,
Mm-hmm.
that had to be a pretty nerve-wracking experience as a dad. Like, what was the feeling of fatherhood during that period of time, coupled with being gone as much as you're talking about, right? Like, how did that work out?
So it was rough. It was rough. So like, you know, I was just looking at the bigger picture. And it's like I had tunnel vision for what I was trying to do. Like, I wouldn't let the outside interrupt what I was trying to do. Like, I saved, and I stayed on my path. And it was hard because, like, I see people, my peers or whatever on social media and all that. They got chargers, they got all types of stuff going on, cruises, going on trips and all that. And I'm just sitting here like, man, I got a busted down pickup truck, you know, door handles missing.
Right.
You know, I ain't really buying no new clothes, stuff like that. And it's just like, what am I doing? But then again, it's just like, you know what? I gotta go and I gotta plan.
Right.
And it's like, I gotta stick to it. Like, people used to talk like, man, why you driving that raggedy truck? What? It's getting me to point A to point B.
Yeah.
It ain't killing me in gas.
Yeah.
It's doing what I needed to do.
Yeah.
So it's just like, what's the point? I gotta end goal.
Yeah. Goals are huge, especially for entrepreneurship. I would assume like you got to put yourself in a good spot, know where you're headed, know what the next step is, and how things go. So when you look at your life as a father during that period of time, what do you think the impact was to your girls with you being out and working and going? How did you maintain just a strong bond and relationship with them?
They went with me everywhere.
Okay.
Like everywhere. So like, say I'm working all week. On the weekends come, say at the time I was playing semi-pro, say I got a semi-pro game. They'd come to the games. I'll bring them to the games with me. You know, they'd come watch me play. If I got flagged, they coming out to the field with me. You know, if I'm going somewhere, they coming with me.
Huh?
Like them was my road dogs.
Yeah.
Like it was me and them two.
Right.
Like, cause I just feel like, you know, I got to spend that time with them. Like, them is my babies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's rough. I know I'm not around as much. Even now to this day, like, with my entrepreneurship and working with everything I got going on, like, I'm not there all the time. But it's like, I try to be, you know, like just a couple months ago, I picked my daughter up. She was crying. I'm like, what are you crying for? Oh, you didn't come to the donuts with parents and stuff like that. I'm like, listen, baby, I'm sorry, but daddy got to work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you want Nintendo Switches, you want Xboxes, you want TVs, you want toys, you want clothes, you want this, you want that. I got to go to work to provide that.
Yeah.
I said, but do I miss a basketball game? Do I miss a flag football game? Do I miss anything that you want me to be there? She was like, no. I said, right, I'm there. So you don't got to worry about it.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? I apologize for not coming. I'll make it up to you. But you also got to understand that you got to work.
Yeah.
Without work, you can't have these things.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, and they also know, like, the wintertime, I don't work as much in the wintertime. So it's just like, that's my time to spend with them.
Yeah.
I'll take them to school. I'll pick them up from school. I'll take them to do things. And if they got an event at school, I'll be there because I'm not working.
Yeah. Gives you a little time with an extra little trade-off, right?
Right, yeah.
Busy summer, not lazy, but a little less impact on the wintertime. So you can move around and be with them a little more. So that's pretty awesome. Do you feel like they take that trade-off pretty well?
Yes and no. Like, it still gets to them. And then, like, say if I can't be there, I'll ask my grandmother to be there. Okay. She's retired. She's like my personal assistant for real. Okay. Like, dead serious. Okay. Like, anything I need extra done, if I need them to go to a doctor's appointment, I'll set the doctor's appointment. If I'm too busy to set it, she'll set it. Okay. She'll put them on the bus for school. She'll pick them up from school. She's literally like my personal assistant, and I wouldn't be here without her. For real, for real.
Shout out to Grandma. We appreciate you.
Man, what? Miss Ross.
She said taking care of us, make sure it's all good to go. No, that's pretty dope, bro. That's pretty dope. Now, I know you mentioned being married at the time, so I'm assuming that means no more marriage at this point?
No. So currently I am not married. I am divorced, but I am in a relationship with my current spouse to my youngest child, Kamiko. And she has a 15-year-old now. Her name is Kamaya, so that makes my 4. Okay. So I got them in all different stages. Okay. Yeah, but you
all the way across the board. keeping all the different age groups together. So how did life go, or is it going, I should say, being in that kind of separated space for your daughters? Do you feel like there's challenges there? Do you feel like you've worked through a lot of, like, how do you feel about that?
What do you mean?
Just in general, like for the girls with their relationship, for you, is there any extra kind of built-in space that you have to do for them with there being a separation?
No, I wouldn't necessarily say that, but how can I put this? I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say it's like extra building or anything like that. It's just, for me, I just feel like I'm their dad. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing my I'm doing my job as a father to be there. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm trying to put this in a way, I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know.
That's fair. You do your part as your dad, as father, taking care of them, making sure they're good. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. As having a blended family, right? How does things go there for that blended family? Do you have to pay a little extra here, a little more in different spaces, or how does that go?
Oh no, man. Having blended families, I think I grew up in a blended family. Okay. Like, that's how I got all these brothers, and I got sisters and nieces, nephews, and all that stuff. But I feel like blended families are, if you're able to make it work, it's a blessing. Right? Yeah. Because it's just like, you just get an extra person, you get extra family that looks out. So, like, say, Kamaya, for instance, I came into her life when she was 11 years old. And it's just like, she has her mom's side, her dad's side, but now she has me and my side. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you get extra mentors. You know what I'm saying? You get extra people to look up to. Yeah. You just, I feel like it's just, you just get more out of life. Like, when me growing up, even to this day, so say like, my mom, my dad's wife, like, their family, they always looked out for me. They accepted me with open arms. Yeah. Even to this day, they accept my kids. Like, all my brother's kids, my kids, his cousin, our cousin, right? His daughter go there. Like, we probably had at Stewart Elementary, we probably had about 10, 11 family members there. Okay. And if we got to pick up, hey, B, you need me to pick the boys up? I got you.
Yeah.
Hey, B, can you pick them up? Or I call his wife. Hey, Jazz, can you look out for them? Can you pick? Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Our aunt Cindy, she was working at the school. Hey, you kids need clothes. We need uniforms. Hey, this event, you need to be here. Like, it's just like, it's a well-oiled machine. If you can get it to work, it's a blessing, man.
Yeah. So community is huge, is what I'm hearing.
Yes, it takes a village.
Okay.
It takes a village.
How does that play into your role as a father and what you think other fathers may need to be doing when it comes to community? How do you think that plays in?
I think it plays a big role because it's about relationships.
Okay.
Say like, if I have this relationship with this person
Mm-hmm.
and Kamaya needs something, she has a relationship with that person also.
Yeah.
So she can go to that person and ask them about it. So it's just like, you gotta have that community.
Mm-hmm.
Because say if you didn't have these connections or you didn't have that community,
right,
what would you do? Who would you turn to?
Yeah.
Who would you talk to?
True.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. And that's why I say it's a blessing for me.
Yeah.
Because I have all these people around me to help support or help look out and even just like doing activities and stuff like that. Like it just opens the door for a lot of things.
That's fair. That's fair. You travel, right? A
Yes.
lot for your sports, and also I'm assuming that does play a part. A lot of folks will probably say, you can make easy excuses, right? Like you could put some excuses in there and say, oh, well, I got this going on and I might need to lean here and that. What do you say to excuses that are given out there? Just in life.
Excuses? Oh, I don't take excuses.
Okay.
I don't do excuses. Like when I was raised, like my dad is the type of person that if you go to him with a problem,
Mm-hmm.
he gonna ask you if you tried to figure out every solution.
Yeah.
And then if it ain't a solution, you need to make one.
Yeah.
Ain't no excuses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't come to my kids and be like, oh, I can't give y'all Christmas.
Yeah.
For what? Why couldn't I give you Christmas? That's what they gonna ask. Why?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I go above and beyond. There was times that I was so broke, for Christmas, I would go to Dollar Tree with $50. 25 for this one, 25 for that one. And I'll just buy whatever in Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
They so little, they don't know. They just want to open something up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, y'all got Christmas.
Yeah.
If it takes for me to not go, I don't know, go buy a pair of shoes or go buy a pair of pants, just anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't need to spend it on myself. I can get that for my kids.
Yeah.
And then another thing with excuses, and I'm gonna bring up my 15-year-old again.
Okay.
Because this is a funny story, man. So she was going to Hamilton High School.
Okay.
We moved, and she had to switch and go to Mary Franklin. So, like, mind you, she's a great kid, great girl, love her to death. Like, if you met her, you'll fall in love with her.
Yeah.
So, she's going to this new school. She's going to a different school in a different environment, and so her grades start slipping.
Mm-hmm.
And her mom calls me, oh, this is going on at the school. The teacher emailing me, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, let me handle it. So then I get home and she's in her room. Her mom didn't already cuss her out. Her dad didn't already talk to her, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, listen, man, I didn't heard everybody's side. I didn't heard everybody's story. I hear what's going on. I done seen the email. Now I'm going to sit here and have a conversation with you.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm not going to come down on you. I just want to know what's up, what's going on. She was having a hard time at the school. And basically like the kids around her, well, some of the kids, like they'd be distracting, be noisy, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, the teacher would get on them and she's just like, it's hard to concentrate. And like the teacher said something about, oh, the boy was acting up. And she told her like, well, you need to move.
Yeah.
And she got defensive about it. I said, you can't be defensive about it. I said, maybe what if that boy in that class, the teacher has given up on him because he just doesn't care.
Yeah.
I said, me as a coach, like if I see potential in a kid and I see the effort he's going to put in, like I'm going to ride that kid
Mm-hmm.
because I'm going to pull that potential out. If I see this kid over here just lollygagging, playing and wasting time, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
So I said, so maybe that teacher sees something in you. So she's just going to ask you to move
Mm-hmm.
so she doesn't have to interrupt the class and deal with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just clicked in her head like, oh. And then she was just like, well, the teacher doesn't give me time for these assignments, this and that. I said, okay, how many assignments is supposed to be done? I can't remember the exact number, but it's probably like 90 or something like that.
Yeah.
And 4 was done. And she was like, well, we only get to get on the computer once a week for like maybe an hour or so. And I'm like, so it's almost the end of the quarter.
Mm-hmm.
We're in 7 weeks, so you got 2 weeks left. And you mean to tell me you only got 4 assignments left? Like that doesn't even add up.
Right.
So I'm like, that's not an excuse. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's a way you can do it at home, which there was.
Right.
So I'm like, your grades are slipping, and you're telling me that these kids in your class are basically acting up.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you're not them kids. You are you. So why are you letting them affect what you have?
Yeah.
I said, yes, this is hard to say and it's sad, but I'm like, maybe their parents just don't care.
Yeah.
And that's real.
Yeah.
Like maybe that email that the teacher sent home to the mom or the dad or whatever, they don't care.
Yeah.
But you got parents that care. So I'm like, you're going to let these kids mess up what you got going on because you got things to lose. You know what I'm saying? So I had that conversation with her. I'm just like, you're just giving me excuses and I'm not taking it.
Yeah. Excuses are not an option.
It's not an option.
Not an household.
You got to figure it out.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I can't be like, oh, the lights is off because I didn't go to work.
Yeah.
Oh, the lights is off. I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I can't make up excuses because if I make up excuses, things ain't going to get done. Y'all not going to have what y'all got.
That's right. There's an impact to excuses, right? Especially in fatherhood, there's an impact to what we do and what we don't do.
Right.
Where we go from there. Nah, I appreciate that. I'll switch gears a little bit on you.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me a little bit about coaching, because I know you do some coaching out there. I've seen a few videos of you out there on the field and coaching the young ones up. But talk to me a little bit about that.
I love it, man. It basically stems from me growing up and my dad coaching me.
Okay.
Coaching me in basketball, football. For Little League, I used to play for the Eastside Cougars.
Okay.
Yeah, man. We was the stuff. And just seeing my dad out there and then me playing, I loved it. And, I went to college to play ball.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say I had the greatest college career. You know what I'm saying? Like, I transferred, stuff like that, played here and there. But I just got to the point to where, I just shut the dream down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's cool. And then I fell in love with coaching. And I coached Little League first.
Okay.
And then I got the opportunity to coach at Marion Franklin High School back at my old high school. And just seeing them kids there, man, is just like, it was eye-opening. Yeah. Like, it's different. Like, these kids is how they raised, it's just not the same. And it's just like, me being there, I really got to see that. Like, I would take kids home.
Mm-hmm.
I would buy kids toiletries.
Wow.
Some kids didn't even have money to eat type stuff. And It was just like, you feel me? I gotta do something.
Yeah.
So I would take kids under my wing. Like, it's to this day, like, they just see me out and they'd be like, Coach Flu. I'm like, man, you don't gotta call me coach, man. You grown. Like, just call me Flu. They like, nah, Coach Flu. Like, it's just the respect.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I love it. Like, I just love the game of football and I just love kids because it's just, I feel like when you're a kid, you wasn't asked to be brought here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing my dad always said to me. Like, you weren't asked to be brought here, so I have to take care of you.
Yeah.
And some of these kids don't have that.
Yeah.
Like, their parents they really just don't care. So it's just like, I bought kids cleats. Like, one kid, like, his cleat was literally ripping apart.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Burlington. I bought like 4 pairs of cleats and brought them up to the school. Hey, y'all, who needs some cleats?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's not just about football. It's about really touching these kids' lives.
Yeah.
So it's like, I love coaching. It's just like, that's my way of, giving back. But I had to slow down with it because I have my own kids now.
Yeah.
And they're getting older and they're in sports and they're doing things. And it's just like, I can't take away from them to give, you know what I'm saying, when I barely have time for them already. So, I try to do my little coaching here and there. So now, like, I would love to go back coaching high school. I would love it, but I can't. So, like, now I have like my little own flag league, not flag league, but flag team under my director, Josh Turnbow. Okay. He runs a league called League of Legends.
Okay.
So, he brought me on like, hey, Flu, man, I see what you're doing with these kids. I really want you to run this team. Awesome. And I'm like, okay. So That's what I'm doing now under League of Legends, which is like a flag football league he's building.
Mm-hmm.
It's a deal with co-ed and even adults and stuff like that. Like when I was in Florida, like
Yeah.
you haven't talked about, I played for them. So that's just where my narrative with it now. I feel like flag football is just on this rise,
Yeah.
and it's just like we about to ride the wave.
Yeah, you see flag football everywhere. I mean, like a lot of people are out playing flag football and kind of going. So that's pretty dope to see and have somebody that's actively involved in it.
Mhm.
How do you feel your being a father has played a role in your impact to the youth that you do talk to and that you mentor? How does being a father play a role in that? How does it affect you?
Because I would say some of the things that them kids go through, I wouldn't want my kids to go through. You know, and that's real.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't want my kids to go without.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want my kids to be in certain situations.
Yeah.
So it's just like me coaching and seeing all this stuff is just like I can't let my kids go through that.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing for me.
Fair. What do you think parents of, I've got two little ones, right? One that's in soccer. She loves to do soccer, loves to get out there and do her thing. As a father, what can I do to help support not even just my kid, but be a support to the coaches out there, be a support to other kids that are in that space? Like, what would you recommend for fathers that might be wanting to get involved?
Just help out. For one, those parents that be on the sideline talking that trash, cut all that out. We don't need that.
Oh, you talking about me?
No. Like, we don't need all that. Cut all that out.
Okay.
We already got to worry about enough. Dealing with all that other stuff going on. We don't need to worry about that. Nah, but just like I would say to make less stress on the coach, just be on time for one thing.
Okay.
Because it ain't nothing like we got 10 minutes to game time and I got 2 kids here and then everybody start rolling up at game time.
Fair.
Like, so be there on time.
Okay.
And just helping out. Like, just go to your coach. Like, hey, coach, what you need us to do?
Yeah.
You know, it might just, hey, can you just bring snacks for the kids? You know, like on my team, you know, I got a whole group chat with the parents. They set up, okay, this is the week we going to do snacks and treats and whatever. You know, or I tell them, hey, I'm bringing Gatorade out. And they be like, okay, coach, we going to bring this out for the kids. Like, we had a tournament out in Dayton. We had a cooler full of Gatorade, snacks, all types of stuff. We was out there. And it's just like, that's what a coach love. Like, even my parents, they made me a coach's shirt.
Oh, man.
That's just how much they love me because I'm just real. And plus, when it comes to coaching these kids, I don't hold back. I tell the truth because I feel like kids nowadays they're given too much. They don't know how to earn it. Or they say, oh, I'm the stuff, I'm this and I'm that, but you ain't did nothing to earn that title. So you gotta show me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I think, you know, kids and parents respect me because I'm not just giving you what you want. You got to earn it with me. And that's how I am with my kids. But yeah, that's what I would say with parents. Just be on time and just talk to your coaches. Just ask because you never know.
Okay. So be an active participant in the process, just not on the field.
There you go.
Okay, I got you.
There you go.
I'll do my part. I think I picked up a couple of snack nights. No, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. What would you suggest to a young Flu, right? A young Devonte coming up, getting ready to have your first kid? What would you say to him and say, like, hey, this is what I want you to know? Like, if you look back and you go back to that time, what would you tell yourself becoming a father?
Don't become a father. Nah, I'm playing.
Wait, just wait.
Just wait. Nah, man. I think, what did I do? I became a dad at, 22?
Okay.
I would really just say, just wait, man. Just wait. Enjoy your younger years. Enjoy your life. Figure out a plan because at 22, 21, in the 20s, you really don't know you don't know where you're going in life. You don't know. Like, you might want to do something over here and then something might shine over there. You're going to change your mind and go do that.
It's true.
You know, so I would just say wait. I mean, would I take it back? No, never. I love my daughters. I love my kids. I feel like they push me. That's one thing I would say that they do, having them that young. Like, my kids made me push me to be better.
Yeah.
My kids pushed me to grind harder, you know, because coming up, like, you know, you have, excuse me, I wouldn't say I had the worst upbringing. You know, I had a really good upbringing. I would say, you know, my dad worked hard, my mom worked hard, you know, stuff like that to provide. And my mom got sick and she really couldn't work anymore.
Mm.
And I started working when I was 16. And I had a job ever since then. You
Mhm.
know, I was helping pay bills, stuff like that. But I would really just say just wait and just really enjoy your younger years, cuz when they come, like, that's over with.
Yeah.
Ain't no going out.
Yeah.
You know, you got a baby to take care of. You got to go to work.
Yeah.
Ain't no kicking it. You know, so like now, like in my 30s and my kids is older, now
Mhm.
I'm starting to kick it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to be able to kick it. Now I'm starting to be able to enjoy myself.
Mhm.
So that's why I just say, just wait, man. I would say wait, figure out what you want to do in them younger years,
Okay.
and then when you get a little bit older and you mapped out and you ready, then go ahead.
Yeah.
But I will always say to anybody, you can never be 100% ready to have kids.
Yeah.
Because you never know what's gonna happen.
That's also true, man. I mean, it can be difficult at times to predict right where you want to be, and I think about myself. Right, I remember telling my wife at the time, like, I want to let me get a couple more dollars before we try to figure this thing out.
Listen, it ain't never enough.
But it's yeah, especially today. I feel like they eat you out of house and home. My son is about to be 2, and every time I turn around, Daddy, eat. I'm like, didn't we just do this like 5 minutes ago?
Man, listen, my 2-year-old snack.
Right.
Snack. That snack.
Right.
My 7-6-year-old. Can we go in the pantry? Can we get a snack? I'm like, bro, I'm not even hungry.
Right.
We just ate. What do you mean snack? Go drink some water.
Man, listen, and food bills is going up. They going up higher and higher every time I turn around.
Listen,
so.
we go to the grocery store. We got it planned out. We spend probably about $350.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna probably get 1 case of Oreos, couple snacks here and there so they can eat on, and then everything else we need to create to make dinners throughout the week
Mm-hmm.
or 2 weeks or whatever. But once y'all eat that up, it's gone. Ain't no going to the store getting more. Ain't no none of that. No, I'm not spending the money. That's
Right.
not what I'm doing. Y'all better portion it out and monitor it or something, because we ain't doing it.
He said we rationing food around here. Hey, went through 3 plates. That's it.
Man, like, come on. It's too expensive. It's crazy out here. And they
Fair.
just think money grow on trees.
Well, I mean, Dad out there pushing these trucks around, man. They know
listen.
you're doing something.
Man, listen. Listen. My 6-year-old, Kyler, she be coming to me. So, Dad, are you the boss? I said, yeah, I'm the boss. Do you have employees? Nah, it's just me. So, do you make a lot of money? I'm like, why do it matter how much money I make?
She running your pockets already.
Like, girl, go on somewhere.
She said, I'm taking calculations for what I need for my savings account.
Man,
just put it in
she
there.
better go on somewhere.
That's dope. Listen, hey, kids will get you going, man. They will run you through it all. But at the end of the day, it's always a good thing. It's a blessing, one, to be able to supply, right? It's a blessing that she knows she can go to Dad and say, like, Dad's boss, right? And Dad's running his space and his life.
And that's like my mindset with my business and my entrepreneurship. I don't want to be the richest person in the world.
Yeah.
Like, I don't look to be that. I don't want to have millions. I just want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
I want my family to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, I want my kids to be like you just said, to be able to come to me and be like, Dad, can I have that?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want it to be like, nah, I can't because I don't have it. I'm going to tell you, no, I can't because you need to figure this out, or we going to do this so you can earn it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels great to just walk in the store. Say we just going in Walmart and my 2-year-old, she sees something, she want a toy, and I can just be like, all right, bro, go ahead, get it.
Yeah.
And it ain't no impact, or I got to pull money from over here. Okay, I got to buy this, but I can't pay that bill. This, like, that's all I want in life. I just want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And I want my kids to be comfortable and grow up and be comfortable.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Hey, as a dad, I think that's really where we go, right? Like, if I can have that less stress in my space, peace of mind, things are moving in the right direction. So I can feel that. I respect that for sure. So what would you give as kind of a final point to wrap it all up? What would you give as advice to someone that is maybe starting out young, right? Maybe they're getting ready to have a kid young and they don't have a choice at this point, right? Baby's on the way.
Mm-hmm.
What's the piece of advice that you would give them as a father, and what they should do, or maybe what they should prepare to do?
Oh, man. I just say buckle up and be ready.
Okay.
For real, like, because life comes fast and it ain't going to stop.
Yeah.
So you got to figure it out, man.
Yeah.
And you just got to grind and do what you got to do. And like, that's just like what I did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I worked 2 jobs. You know, I did what I had to do. And you just got to put them first. Like, you're not first no more.
Yeah.
They are. So whatever decision you make, you have to make for them.
Yeah.
And that's what I can say that my advice would be. Like I watch a lot of black family sitcoms and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like Bernie Mac and the Upshaws and stuff like that. And that actually helps me. Cause it's like, I see these TV shows and I see these black families and I see these dads and stuff like that, the goofy butthole giving life lessons.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like that's how my household is. Like, I literally be like, my house is a black sitcom. Like, if you could really put a camera in my house and just see what we go through and what we say, I'm telling you, it's off the walls. It's bananas, man.
Right.
And that's what I can say. Like, I watch some of them shows just to help me sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, just life lessons.
Yeah, listen, because they come at you and they come at you fast. You don't always know where they're coming from, but they definitely come at you fast. No, I appreciate that, man. And I appreciate you coming by and letting us know a little bit about Flu and everything you got going on.
Yeah, man.
Definitely appreciate that and where you're at, man. So thank you.
I appreciate it for coming on. Like, I when I seen Cam, I was like, man, that's my dude. And then I'm starting to watch. I'm like, I love to be on here. Just tell my story, give a little bit of advice.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like this is a great platform.
Man, I appreciate that.
And it's gonna go nothing but up from here.
I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, listen, y'all, I appreciate y'all looking in and watching. This has been season 2, episode 2 of the Watch That podcast. Definitely appreciate y'all showing up every single time. If you have questions, if you want to join the show, please feel free to reach out. We want to talk to you. We want to share the stories of dads around the city, around the metro, around the state of Ohio, wherever you are, or wherever you're at. We want you here just to share with other people what's going on in real life and that let people know that they are not alone. So we appreciate y'all. And until next time, we'll see you then.